All right, it looks to me like Bitcoin and crypto are getting ready to pump at any second now, really. Over the past week, we've seen Bitcoin have a couple false breakouts here. This morning, we actually saw it break out to about $29,000 before being rejected again. And as you know, the other day, we did see a pump all the way up to about $30,000 on the false report that there was an ETF being approved. But it's just a matter of time until one of these do get approved, and whenever that happens, this is just a small example of what we're probably going to be seeing, because this pump happened in about 15 minutes, which is how long it took for the news to come out that it was a false report. And even after that happened, we didn't crash back down to even prices that were previously seen that day. We actually held pretty strong, and it looks like people are just getting ready for that final confirmation, so that Bitcoin can skyrocket on just the news alone, really. And that's what's going to happen as soon as the news is released that the ETF is going to be approved without any money actually even flowing into it yet. Whenever the ETF actually starts to trade, though, I think we're going to see some astronomical movements that are going to be long-standing. So really, this is just a sample of what's going to be just an appetizer for the whole main course, which is going to be the next bull market. And the announcement that an ETF is being approved is just going to be the beginning. It looks like Fidelity Investments have now submitted a revised spot Bitcoin ETF proposal to the SEC, and this basically means that the SEC and Fidelity are having some kind of conversation about it. That means that the SEC is working with Fidelity, and if they can actually let them know what they want to see in the proposal, then hopefully they can get their ducks in a row and we can finally get this thing approved, hopefully by the end of the year. According to this article on CoinDesk, a spot Bitcoin ETF approval could add up to $1 trillion to cryptocurrency market caps. It says CryptoQuant says that if the issuers that have applied to list Bitcoin ETFs put just 1% of their assets under management into these ETFs, approximately $155 billion could enter the Bitcoin market, and this represents almost a third of Bitcoin's current market capitalization. Should this scenario take place, it would theoretically push Bitcoin's price to between $50,000 and $73,000, and that seems to be pretty much immediately as soon as they start trading the ETFs. That would push us to a new all-time high in pretty short order, and it might even happen before the next halving, which has never actually taken place and would probably be a great start to the most bullish bull market of all time. But for now, crypto is still being under scrutiny, obviously, by the SEC and the person that pulls all of the strings of the SEC, apparently, which is Elizabeth Warren. According to this article on Yahoo Finance, crypto is coming under new scrutiny in Washington following the Hamas attacks. And this is new even after the scrutiny that I was talking about in my previous videos, whenever I saw this coming and then saw it immediately coming into effect whenever the whole escalation broke out. It says Washington is ramping up its scrutiny of the crypto world after reports that Hamas has received funding from digital currencies. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Democrat of Massachusetts, and Roger Marshall, Republican of Kansas, and Representative Sean Casten, Democrat of Illinois, applied some new pressure Tuesday with a letter to the White House and Treasury asking for a plan to prevent the use of cryptocurrency for the financing of terrorism. The letter was a response to reports, including in the Wall Street Journal, that militants behind the attack on Israel received large amounts of crypto as financing. Like I said in my last video, basically cryptocurrency is permissionless, so there's nothing that the government can do about this. And with it being permissionless, that basically means that anybody can use it. So obviously Hamas is going to use it, and so is Israel and anybody else who needs money, really. The thing is that it is all traceable, so whoever is donating to Hamas can be tracked and the government can see who they are and sanction them or whatever the hell they want to do. But honestly, to me it seems like they probably don't give a damn, and honestly, you probably shouldn't either. It says, we urge you to swiftly and categorically act to meaningfully curtail illicit crypto activity to protect our national security and those of our allies, the lawmaker wrote in a letter which included the names of 86 other bipartisan signers. It says their Digital Asset AntiMoney Laundering Act would apply know your customer requirements that are common in the banking world to crypto, close gaps, and allow individuals to bypass anti-money laundering and sanctions checks. And it would require banks to verify customer and counterparty identities, keep records, and file reports on certain transactions involving unhosted wallets. But basically, this just basically means that people wouldn't be able to get an in and out ramp from cryptocurrency into US dollars. But if they can still spend the cryptocurrency, and if it actually does have value, then there's not really anything that they're going to be able to do about it, because any group that wants to around the world is going to be able to access the Bitcoin code. And if someone wants to send them Bitcoin, then they're going to be able to do it. And then if someone else wants to buy that Bitcoin, then nothing is going to stop them that the government is going to be able to do. This is just them basically barking and trying to act like they can do something, because they're grasping at straws to try to keep the power that they've enjoyed for the past couple hundred years. And especially since they took us off of the gold standard, because they want to keep manipulating everybody's money and telling everybody what to do. But hopefully, if Bitcoin is as successful as it seems like it's going to be, then they're going to be losing that power, and the world is going to be better off for it. Luckily, it does look like they're going to be losing that fight because, and this is kind of strange, but BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has called the recent Bitcoin pump a flight to quality. I've been saying for a long time that Bitcoin could be a flight to safety because it's basically digital gold and people are losing faith in the dollar. But now that BlackRock is backing up this narrative, it's pretty strange because BlackRock is basically our overlords, and having the same thesis as them basically makes me feel like kind of dirty inside. I don't know. But they did lead the ESG thing, and you see how much that has taken a grip over our whole society over the past 5 years or so. So if they're going to be pushing this narrative and backing away from the ESG thing, then it looks like if you're in Bitcoin right now, then we're all probably going to make it and get rich. I just hope that they don't take over the technology and turn it into something evil, because that's apparently what BlackRock does best. Anyway, this is what Larry Fink had to say about the subject.
The rumor, I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now. Global terrorism, and I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
The thing that makes Bitcoin the most viable of all of those examples that he just listed off is that gold is continuing to be found, and we keep getting better at mining it. Not to mention, NASA did just send a probe to like a $10 trillion or quadrillion dollar asteroid that they want to mine. And obviously the government manipulates treasuries and everything. So the one thing that can't be manipulated as far as supply goes is Bitcoin, obviously. The sooner the rest of the world figures that out, the better off we're all going to be. Also, Janet Yellen says that the U.S. can afford to support 2 wars with the Ukraine and the Israel proxy wars. And it looks like America is standing behind Israel period, so we're going to be printing all kinds of money, and the Treasury has a buyback plan to get that done. So it looks like the time is upon us, and as the world continues to descend into chaos, people are going to look for that flight to safety, and I think Bitcoin is the best option. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Bitcoin actually going to be a flight to safety, or is people going to panic and sell it like a risk asset if the world continues to go downhill? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget I've got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with early access on X. And if you want to support the channel, there's gear over at onlygoodcrypto.com, and you can chat with the community in the Only Good Discord server. There's links to everything down in the description. Don't forget to hit the follow, like, and subscribe buttons, and most importantly, don't forget to have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.